Greetings and welcome back. El Rushbo, executing assigned host duties flawlessly. Zero mistakes, as you will hear yet another example of how you are on the cutting edge if you listen to this program. We're going to go back to January 9th. This was shortly after Trump's meeting with all the congressional Republican Democrat leaders, House and Senate, where he televised for nearly an hour an actual meeting on what to do about immigration. Remember that meeting? He lets the media in, usual standard operating procedure, leave them in there 5 minutes, ask a bunch of meaningless questions, and kick them out, and the meeting starts. He never kicked the media out. The meeting began. And it dawned on the Democrats a meeting had begun, and the media was not leaving. And you had Senator Dick Durbin sitting on Trump's right. You had Steny Hoyer sitting on Trump's left, as Trump is sitting. And Dianne Feinstein across the table. And this was this ongoing meeting with looked like everything on the table. And this is Dianne Feinstein said, we want a clean DACA bill. And then we come back later, we'll do comprehensive immigration reform. And Trump said, hey, you know what? I think about that. We can do that. And Kevin McCarthy, there's no border protection in her clean DACA bill. And remember, this was the meeting where a number of people thought Trump had caved. A bunch of people were very scared. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Did you see this? Trump's going to give it away just to get a deal, just to get along with it. It's the same old thing. We were crying. We were whining. We were moaning. Some were. I wasn't. I told everybody to be calm. The meeting had nothing to do with immigration, that it was about something else entirely. Countering the Wolf Book was out there with its lies and misrepresentations about Trump not even wanting to be president, not even wanting to win, being on the way to Alzheimer's and dementia. And then I made an observation about this extended meeting on immigration. Folks, you heard about all during the campaign Trump being the art of the deal negotiator, this brilliant run rings around him negotiator. I'm just looking at Trump's body language here as he's conducting this meeting. He's kind of sitting there with his arms crossed and folded across his chest, and he's got a serious look on his face as he's listening to what these Democrats have to say. But he's forcing them on the record what they want in front of the media. Senator Grassley has said, we're talking about everything, DACA to illegal immigration. And he said those who don't vote to protect DACA kids will have to explain themselves. So there's a back and forth here on what to do about the Dreamer kids. But the Democrats want full-fledged amnesty on everything and threatening a government shutdown and all that. And this is unlike anything I've ever seen. So Trump's forcing the Democrats to tell people what they want, tell him what they want. Now, the point was the Democrats were not going to be able to get away with misrepresenting themselves or lying. They were on national TV, making it plain as day. They cared about the Dreamers and nobody else. They were on national TV, making it plain as day that they wanted amnesty for everybody, and that Trump drew them out, made it happen, and made them show their cards. So here we are 2 weeks later. The government shutdown petered out. It didn't even last as long as a 3-day Martin Luther King weekend. The media and Democrat radical left activists are beside themselves in disappointment and anger at Schumer, the Democrats, for caving and not putting up a fight. And last night on the NBC Nightly News, Savannah Guthrie filling in for Lester Holt, who was over there with the North Koreans doing something. And she brought in Chuck Todd from Meet the Press to talk about the end of the government shutdown. And she asked Chuck Todd if the Democrats lost their nerve.
To put it in football terms, Savannah, I would say this was a false start. The Democrats showed their cards. At a minimum, he already knows he's going to get his wall from Democrats if he gives them DACA, and that in itself is already a small victory for this White House.
So here we are 2 weeks later, and they just now figure out that what Trump was doing in the meeting was simply making the Democrats show their cards, something I told you the same day. Ergo, cutting-edge societal evolution. Am I bragging? No, it isn't bragging if you can do it. Braggarts are people that brag about it when they can't do it or haven't done it. This is not bragging.